Figure 11.5 Common superclasses of many of the Swing GUI components. The hierarchy diagram that you see here lists 4 common superclasses of most of the Swing graphical user interface components you might use in a given graphical user interface application. Any classes that derive from J component either directly or indirectly are what we call Swing lightweight GUI components. And the concept of a lightweight component indicates that the component itself is completely rendered and manipulated in Java, and those components would be housed or contained within some sort of a Java heavyweight component, which would be derived from container or one of the other subclasses of container, such as the class JFrame, which is one way to display a window on the screen. A JFrame is a swing window that is capable of storing J components of various types so that you can create elaborate graphical user interfaces. J-frames themselves are so-called heavyweight components, and the key distinction between a heavyweight and a lightweight component is that the heavyweight components are tied directly to the underlying windowing system. And for example, if I want to display a window on a Microsoft Windows platform, I have to interact with the underlying windowing system to display a window, and the same is true if I go to a Macintosh or a Linux platform. In order to display a window on each of those platforms, the Java application, via the virtual machine on which it's running, must interact with the local windowing system. However, once we have a window of type JFrame actually up on the screen, we can place within that any type of J component that we wish to display those J components inside the window, and those again can be completely rendered and manipulated in Java. Now, the Swing components are actually a second set of GUI components that were added to Java after the original set, the java.awt package, which stands for the Abstract Windowing Toolkit. Some of the Abstract Windowing Toolkit classes still get used even when we are using Swing GUI components. And there are a number of differences between the Abstract Windowing Toolkit classes and their capabilities versus the lightweight Swing GUI components. And we have a number of those J component specific capabilities in a numbered list here. These are features specifically available to you on any subclass of J component, that is the lightweight Swing GUI components. So some of the key features are a pluggable look and feel. You may have heard of the concept called skinning, which is basically giving a different visual presentation to the graphical user interface. You can do things like that with the pluggable look and feel in Java. Each of the Swing lightweight components has the capability for shortcut keys, which are called mnemonics, so that you can access GUI components through the keyboard instead of by clicking on them or interacting with them through a menu, for example. There's a special common event handling capability for various components that can perform the same actions in an application. So for example, if you think about your favorite word processor, typically there'll be an edit menu in which you find things like cut, copy, and paste, and sometimes there'll also be a toolbar with cut, copy, and paste icons, and sometimes there will also be a pop-up menu where when you right-click within the window, you also have the ability to cut, copy, and paste. Well, the cut command, whether it appears in a menu, in a toolbar, or in a pop-up menu, has the same effect, as do the copy command and paste command, respectively. So, for example, you can't cut or copy if in fact nothing has been highlighted for you to cut or copy yet. So you know that when you're using a word processor and you try to use the cut or copy command and nothing's highlighted, that the command is normally grayed out and disabled until you go ahead and highlight some text inside of your document. Well, these common event handling capabilities would not only allow you to provide the same functionality for all 3 GUI components that represent a particular command in this case, but also to disable all of those GUI components at once if in fact you can't perform that task at a given time. Swing components also have a special capability called tooltips, where if you hover over a component, you can have a small text message be displayed indicating the purpose of that component. Lightweight swing components also have support for so-called assistive technologies such as braille screen readers for visually impaired people, and these are hooks that are provided in swing that enable things like braille screen readers to hook right into your Java application without necessarily having you perform additional coding. And then finally, another key capability is the support for user interface localization. Java applications can run on many different platforms around the world, and because of that, you may have the need to localize the strings that you're displaying or change your layout based on the locale in which the application is being executed. So Java has support for those capabilities as well. And in fact, up on the Sun website, there is a spot where you can learn more about the Swing specific capabilities, and we've got the URL of it right here in this last paragraph.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than live lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.